Before Harvard, before Oxford, even before the Library of Alexandria, there was a university in ancient India so vast and advanced, it attracted minds from across Asia. Its name was Nalanda. And in one brutal night, it was erased from the world. This is the story of how we lost 9 million scrolls, and maybe the key to knowledge will never recover. Nalanda was built in the 5th century CE in what is now Bihar, India. Founded under the Gupta Empire, it wasn't just a monastery, it was the world's first residential university. At its peak, it housed over 10,000 students and more than 2,000 teachers, all living, learning, and debating together inside its massive stone walls. These weren't just monks copying scripture. Nalanda taught astronomy, mathematics, logic, linguistics, medicine, surgery, philosophy, and more. It was open to students of all faiths, from every corner of Asia. Buddhist pilgrims from China, like Xuanzang and Yijing, traveled thousands of miles to study there. They wrote detailed records of Nalanda's vast libraries, towering halls, and vibrant intellectual life. The university had multiple gates, lecture halls, meditation rooms, observatories, and temples. Its library, known as Dharmaganja, or the Treasury of Truth, was legendary. It was split into 3 buildings, Ratnasagar, Ratnodadi, and Ratnaranjika. One was said to be 9 stories tall, entirely filled with scrolls and palm leaf manuscripts. 9 million texts, written over centuries. Some of these may have contained cures, scientific theories, or astronomical knowledge far ahead of its time. Imagine that. A city of knowledge, built centuries before European universities were even a thought. But in 1193 CE, everything changed. The Muslim general Bakhtiar Khilji led his army into Bihar. When he reached Nalanda, he asked the monks what was taught there. They replied, "The path to enlightenment." To Khilji, that answer was dangerous. He ordered the entire university be burned. The libraries were soaked in oil. The scrolls were set alight. The fire, locals say, burned for months because there were that many books. Monks were hunted down. Some were burned alive. Others tried to flee with manuscripts, but few survived. In that one act of destruction, the world may have lost cures, equations, stories, maps of the stars, things that could have changed the course of history. The university's ruins were forgotten for centuries, until archaeologists rediscovered them in the 19th century. But by then, the scrolls were long gone. Only a handful of texts survived, carried away by students or foreign monks who had once studied there. And while Europe would later build institutions like Oxford, Cambridge, and the Sorbonne, none of them matched Nalanda's scale for another 500 years. Imagine if Nalanda had survived. Would India have led the scientific revolution? Could it have changed modern medicine? Could it have prevented centuries of lost knowledge? We'll never know. Nalanda wasn't just a university. It was a beacon of human potential. It showed what was possible when people came together, not for war or power, but to understand the universe. And yet, because of fear, ignorance, and conquest, that beacon was turned to ash. This is the cost of forgotten history. It's not just about what we remember, it's about what we lost. So next time someone tells you history is boring, tell them about Nalanda, the place where 9 million books burned, and the future may have burned with them.
If you love stories like this, about ancient secrets, forgotten legends, and hidden history, make sure to subscribe to the Hidden History channel. I post short, powerful stories just like this every week. And who knows, the next story might just change the way you see the past. Thanks for watching.